The following is a special Wayne Hills Television sports presentation.
Hello and welcome to the Gifford Gymnasium for today's high school basketball matchup between your Wayne Hills Patriots and the Clifton Mustangs. I'm John Vittas here with Anthony Scudillo. So Anthony, Hills is 2-1 in their last three. But the thing that stood out is Matt Heskins. He's averaging 13 points per game in those last three. Now, him and Sam Pressler have been putting up double digits consistently, as Matt the Block says hello. Him and Pressler have been scoring a lot in the last few games. Now, Joe Brando's the leader of this team. He's the leading scorer, and he can really shoot. Now, if you're Coach Catalana, would you rather see the scoring come from Joe Brandel and his three-pointers, or would you rather see get a little bit more balance with Heskins and Pressler?
Well, John, if you let Brandel score, then the opposing coach is going to realize that, and he's going to let him go to the basket all game, so he only has one person scoring. If you spread it out more, you're going to get scoring from all over, and you're going to get some more points rather than one person owning the entire other team.
Now, Mike Quinn missed the last game against Ramapo because he was visiting Elon University down in North Carolina. He's got a full scholarship offer to play football there, so he won't be starting tonight. Matt DeBlock makes his first career high school varsity start. What kind of impact can he have?
Well, you know, he's a defensive presence. He's not really a scorer, but that's what you have Brandel and Heskins and Pressler for. They can score. So really, as long as he plays good defense, they'll be absolutely perfect.
Now, besides the guys we've mentioned so far, who do you think can step up tonight and have a huge game and help this team come away with the win?
Well, of course, it's got to be Chris Fonte. I mean, the big guy underneath. I mean, he's going to be the tallest player on the floor tonight, and he's going to have some chances underneath to, get the ball and put it in the basket. And as long as he does that, if we can get the ball to him the entire game, we're going to be absolutely fine.
Now, I'm going to look toward Mike Drees. He's kind of the 6th or 7th man on this team coming off the bench. He's electric with the ball in his hands. He's very quick. He can get past anybody. He can hit his shot. So, I mean, if Mike Drees brings his A game and steps it up tonight, that can be a big lift off the bench. So that'll do it from the floor. We'll be back with a tip after this.
All this hype about the defense, and it's been true in this game, playing very nice defense.
Oh, Wayne Hills Patriots! Ariel Danziger off the deflection of Alyssa Baselli. And just like we were talking about before, how important momentum is in this game. The Wayne Hills Patriots get the first goal in this huge county final, and the Wayne Hills Patriots are on top 1-0.
It's Patriots putting a lot of defenders in the box. Ryan looking for help, and that is it. That is their final. The Wayne Hills Patriots have just defeated the Wayne Valley Indians in the Passaic County final. Girls soccer, Wayne Hills 1, Wayne Valley nothing. They are your 2005 Passaic County champion.
Welcome back to the Gifford Gymnasium for today's matchup between Wayne Hills and Clifton. I'm John Vittas here with Anthony Scudillo. Let's throw it down to the floor now where the opening lineups are being introduced.
And now for the starting lineups for the visiting Mustangs. Senior guard number 15, Nicholas Lavender, number 15. Senior guard number 1, Patrick Zutik, number 1. Senior forward number 30, Parth Taylor, number 30. Freshman forward number 25, Dino Pajzek-Zovic, number 25. And senior center number 3, Mohammed Niwash, number 3. And for the Patriots, junior guard number 35, Matt Heskins, number 35. Junior guard number 42, Sam Pressler, number 42. Senior guard number 3, Joe Brandel, number 3. Senior forward number 44, Matt DeBlock, number 44. And senior center number 50, Chris Fonte, number 50. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you now rise as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Welcome back to Wayne Hills High School. I'm John Vittas and Anthony Scudillo, now joined by the third member of our broadcast team, Nick Appaluccio. So, Nick, as we get ready to start this one here from Wayne Hills High School, what stands out to you, or what do you think Coach Catalano would look to take advantage of in this matchup? Because they're coming off winning 2 out of their last 3, or 2 in a row, actually.
Something I've seen with this Clifton team so far, they really don't seem to have a lot of height as compared to Wayne Hills, who has Chris Fonte, who's, correct me if I'm wrong, about 6'7". So I'm going to look them to really get it down low and try to get some easy points there.
You know, that's a great point, Nick. I noticed that, too. Hills has a huge advantage size-wise. The tallest guy for Clifton is a freshman, number 25, Dino Pinazovic. And he's only around, I would, by my guess, around 6'3", maybe 6'4". So we get ready to get underway. Hills comes in with a record of 4-5. Clifton at 2-6. This Clifton team was supposed to be really a joke coming into the season, but they've kept it close with a lot of teams this year. So they've exceeded expectations so far. We'll see if they can keep that going today. So Chris Fonte will take the tip along with number 3, Muhammad Niwash. And Hills wins it easily. It'll be tapped back to Sam Pressler. So Pressler and Heskins will share the point guard duties along with Joe Brandel, who has the ball right now. Hills will go right into that passing offense. Matt DeBlock, like we said, making his first career high school start in replace of Mike Quinn. So one senior football player replaces the other. The other 4 have been starting all year. Of course, Pressler, Heskins, Fonte, and Brandel. Pressler gets inside and the foul. So Sam Pressler gets the scoring going with a 3-point play.
Well, John, initially they were looking at the 3-point line, seeing if anybody had the open shot, and they didn't, so Pressler did a great job of penetrating the inside and getting to the bucket and getting the extra 1.
Sam Pressler, you know, he was just dribbling around for a little bit right when he saw that hole. You know, you see him explode through it and get the easy 2, and then unfortunately misses the foul shot.
Sam misses the free throw, so it's 2-0 Wayne Hills to get things going here. Inside pass taken away by Pressler. Lead pass up ahead to Brandel, who lays it up and in. 2 points in transition for the Patriots.
Well, you try to see some fancy passing from Clifton, and that's not going to work. But you try to be overdo it a little bit, and, you know, easy turnover.
Yeah, you don't want to get fancy against this Hills team because they're very fundamentally sound, very talented. As Clifton attempts their first shot of the night, no good. Rebounded by that freshman. And Fonte stuffs him and heads it back the other way as Brandel's going to take it up. Up ahead to Pressler, who will pull up from 3. He's a good shooter, and he hits that one. So Hills goes right on top by a score of 7-0, and Pressler has 5 of those 7 points.
Well, John, getting off to a quick start is important, and, you know, they'll be able to, you know, keep it going. I mean, a miscue there on the Clifton part, that's not the first one tonight. So, you know, as long as Wayne Hills doesn't play sloppy like Clifton has, this is going to be a very easy win.
Niwash was one-on-one with Fonte and just lost it as he went up. Heskins, nice dish to the block, who lays it in. Nice pass from Matt Heskins. And just like that, Clifton's going to call a timeout down by 9.
You know, before this timeout, we saw Wayne Hills bringing the full court press on him. I think that's a really good decision for them. Try to get a big lead early, you know, keep it, maybe get some underclassmen some playing time.
Well, so far it's been all Wayne Hills as they're up 9-0, only a minute and a half into this game. This is shades of the Paramus game that Joe Rapp and I announced a few weeks ago before the break, where Hills just manhandled Paramus, winning by about 50 points. So this one looks to be headed in that direction, but hopefully Clifton can keep it competitive.
Well, John, these are the kind of games where you get to see what your younger talent really is. I mean, off to a bad start already. I mean, there's still 6 minutes and 23 seconds left in the first quarter, so maybe they have time to come back, but this full court press is really giving them some trouble.
This is Patrick Zudik bringing up the ball for Clifton, guarded by Brandel. Clifton's going to try to slow things up. The pace has been up and down so far, with Clifton committing 2 costly turnovers that turn into points on the other end. So Zudik now is going to run the point. They post up their guy down low. The shot goes up. They battle for the boards. A block comes away with it. That was Niwash on the attempt. Pressler finds the block in the corner. Not much of a shooter, so he's going to look to dish this one around. They swing it to Heskins on the far side of the court. Heskins calling out a play. Gets it to Pressler in the corner. Pressler goes baseline now, gets inside, puts it up, and the foul. Sam Pressler's coming out of the gates hot. He puts another one home, and he's got 9 points already. I'm sorry, 7.
John, this is the kind of game where you make sure that your offensive and defensive playbooks are working. You don't need to try anything fancy. You just make sure the plays that you have work, and you take a long time setting up your offense and letting your defense do its job.
Pressler's got 7 points, but he's missed 2 free throws, so you know he's not happy about that. Sam's a very hard worker and gets on himself if he misses easy shots like those. Niwash can't find anyone. Gets it to Lavender. Lavender gets inside. Nice move. Rebound to Pressler. So Hills has dominated the boards. They've dominated the scoring just about every aspect of this game so far. Brandel will throw this one out of bounds. So Hills' first turnover with 5:03 to go here in the first quarter. Zudic working on Brandel. They're going to call a reach in here on Joe Brandel. Hills' first foul of the game.
John, on that last possession, Brandel tried to force it inside. No need to do that. Just slow down the tempo. You had 3 guys covering you. Slow it down. You know, let the offense do his work. Another turnover there for Clifton.
Sponti comes away with the steal. Heskins will pull up from 18 feet. No good. Rebounded by Panazovic and the Mustangs. They get it up ahead. 3-point basket is good from Nicholas Lavender. So Clifton's on the board. It's now 11-3 Wayne Hills.
Well, whatever works, however you score, you know, keep it going. Clifton, maybe they'll shoot some more threes.
Brandel's 3 is no good. DeBlock's tips don't fall. Rebounded to Lavender. But Hills has just come out of the gate on fire, already up by 8 midway through the first quarter. They kick it wide now to Niwash, who misses the 3. DeBlock pulls down the long board.
To Clifton, it seems like the only shot they're going to be able to get off in this first quarter, maybe even this whole game, is going to be the 3-pointer. So expect to keep seeing them shoot that shot.
Fonte backing down Niwash and draws the foul, as Clifton's going to get their first 2 subs into the game now. Number 2, Madi Masri will come in, along with another sub. Brandel gets it up to Fonte. That's a play they've been working on all year. If they can't find anyone down low, they just flip it up to the wing where Fonte's waiting to bring it down. Now they get it to Pressler in the corner, open for 3 again, rattles out to block with the offensive board. Brandel will try it now. No good. DeBlock pulls down another offensive board. The pass down low to Fonte, puts it up, no good. Gets his own board and puts it in. So Chris Fonte cleaning up his own mess, and Hills is back up by 10.
John, I have a feeling this is going to be a long one.
Well, it's 13-3 with 3 minutes to go in the first. As that 3-pointer's no good, it's going to go over the backboard. So all indications is that it will be a blowout already.
Unless Clifton can shoot 50% from the 3-point line, John, I really do think this is going to be a blowout.
Pressler misses his 3. Here comes Zudic. Up ahead to Masri. Masri lays it up and in. So Clifton's got 5 points now. It's 13-5 Hills. Brandel makes a nice move, gets inside, is knocked away from behind. It'll stay with the Patriots as the first 2 substitutes check in. Number 40, the junior forward, Peter Davies, and Mike Quinn, number 12, checks in for the first time. Brandel wide open in the corner for 3, rattles out. Davies gets the board, but they're going to call an over-the-back foul on him. So Peter Davies picks up the personal, and he'll head back over to the Mustangs. Lavender, long pass up ahead. There's a collision between Pressler and Panazovic, and they're going to call it on Sam Pressler, so it'll go back over to Clifton with 2:34 to go in the first.
No need for the fouls here early for Wayne Hills. You're up by a good amount of points. You don't need to, play so aggressively. Play to the tempo of the game, slow everything down, make sure you have control of the ball game the entire time.
You're absolutely right, Anthony. And now with Hills has 3 substitutes, so to slow it down, play your game, and make a run. This is it. In the corner for 3, no good. The long tip comes out to Brandel. He's going to slow it up now. So wise move by him. He didn't have numbers. Brandel will get it to Quinn on the wing. Stolen away by Masri, who makes a move, puts it up, no good, but draws the foul on Joe Brandel.
See, Wayne Hills is trying to force too much right now. Slow down the tempo. Look at what you were doing early. You were slowing the tempo. You found the open 3. You found the guy underneath. You drive to the hole. That's all you need to do. There's no need to, try to, beat your guy every time. Find the open guy. No need to force it.
The late arriving Goonies make their first impact in today's game, but Masri drills the free throw. So it's now 13-6 Wayne Hills.
Going back to Hills' offense, it seems that a lot of their players are getting selfish, just trying to get this high-scoring game from seeing that they had an early lead, but now that lead is slowly shrinking, but it's shrinking.
Well, being unselfish is something any coach preaches, and last year's team, there were a lot of grumblings from the younger players that the guys were really out there to just light it up from the three-point arc and really rack up their stats. But this year, I mean, all the players had the consensus that this was going to be a team and that they were going to work the ball around to everyone, run these passing offenses like we see right here. Is now Davies is going to shoot a 3, comes up short. Presser the board inside, gets it to Quinn, kicks it out to Heskins, who will pull up from 3. Heskins is short. He gets his own board. But like I said, this team was really saying that they were not going to be selfish like they thought last year's team was. Heskins wide open this time. He misses it again. Offensive board and put in by Mike Quinn. So Quinn gets on the board, cleaning up Heskins' miss, and Hills is back up by 8. Stolen by Heskins. Puts it up. No good. Gets his own rebound. Back to Quinn, and he's going to draw the foul. So Mike Quinn will now head to the line.
Coach Goldie just said it best. They are trying to force too many passes in the inside. When they have their men already in the air, go up for it. You'll get fouled. You'll get the shots. I mean, they haven't been good on free throw shots yet today, but that's something that, a freebie. You take advantage of the freebies.
Free throw. He's got another one coming now with 1:08 to go here in the first. Comes up short. It's kicked out, and Presser's going to come away with it, so Hills will get an extra possession. Mike Drees handles the ball for the first time, gets it to Heskins. They're going to slow it up here with under a minute to go. Here's Davies. They get it down low to Quinn, who got a nice pick, but Quinn gets stuffed. Good job by number 15, Nicholas Lavender, to fight around that pick and get there just in time to stuff Quinn. They flip it up to Davies, who's replacing Fonte as the number 5. Drees to Heskins. Heskins down the middle, 16-foot floater, falls for Matt Heskins. So Heskins, after taking a lot of shots here in this first quarter, gets one to fall.
That was Manu Ginobili-esque. John going right down the middle for the little teardrop.
They're going to call goaltending on Peter Davies. So with 30 seconds to go, Clifton's going to go into a full court press, which Hills breaks easily. Weren't too aggressive right there. Pressler in the corner gets it to Heskins, who drives down the middle, tries to dish it out to Pressler and gets it to him. Drees down the middle now. He's going to dish to Davies, but they're going to call an offensive foul on Mike Drees, so it'll head back over to Clifton.
Hills is straying away from its initial offense. That was working. No need to do this. Just go back to the playbook.
See Wayne Hills get back to the press now. That's a sure sign that they really want to start blowing this one out, start in the second quarter.
Full court press from the Patriots, 10 seconds to go. Clifton has a 3-on-2 coming back. Masri gets inside. Quinn knocks it out of his hands with 6.4 to go. 18-9 Wayne Hills, so we'll see if Clifton can get some points on the board and get into double digits by the end of this first quarter. Masri gets it to Lavender. Back to Masri. They lose the ball with a second to go, and Pressler's just going to hold on to it. So that'll do it for the first quarter of action. with Wayne Hills leading Clifton by a score of 18-9. And now we're going to welcome in the fourth member of our broadcast team. Down on the floor, it's Joey Rapp. Joe, take it away.
Thanks, John. You know, Wayne Hills has won their last 2 games versus Fairlawn and Rampo. They've been playing great, penetrating inside and making their threes. As you can see, Coach Cat is excited about what his team is doing. I mean, Sam Pressler getting 7 early points and Fonte dominating down low. They're just playing great right now, and hopefully they can keep it up.
Thanks, Joe. We get ready to start the second quarter now with Wayne Hills leading Clifton 18-9. Sam Pressler leads the scoring with 7 points. He got all those pretty early in the quarter. They're going to start with 3 substitutes in the game. Heskins and Pressler are the only starters. They're joined by Quinn, Davies, and Drees. So 4 out of the 5 players on the court right now are juniors. So a younger and a more inexperienced lineup for Coach Catalano. Clifton worked in a couple subs here too. So we'll see how things get going here. As getting inside for Clifton is Nicholas Lavender. I'm sorry, that's Dino Panazovic. So Clifton gets the scoring going here in the second quarter, cutting the deficit to 7. Drees pulls up from 15 feet, no good. They tip it to Davies with the offensive board. Heskins is going to take a 3 now all day, and Matt Heskins hits that one. So Heskins with his first 3-point goal of the game, and Hills is back up by 10. Lavender, a long 3-pointer rebounded by Mike Drees, and it's stolen away by Masri. Masri puts it up and in. So Marty Masri with 6 points now to lead Clifton. He's really provided a spark off the bench.
Hey guys, this Clifton team may not be as bad as we first pictured them.
I also think it's a little bit of playing down to your opponent because we were blowing them out in the first few minutes.
Well, Clifton's really got their feet underneath them after a hectic start to this game. Hill's gone on top 9-0. But ever since then, it's been pretty even, and you'd expect it to not continue to be that big of a blowout. But it's an 8-point game right now, so Clifton's hanging in there. And like I said, they're not as bad as people thought. This game was originally supposed to be a joke, similar to the Paramus game we saw earlier in the year. But Clifton has kept it within 10 to great teams like Kennedy. So, I mean, they should be able to keep it close with Wayne Hills, who's only 4-5 this year. There's a little bit of a holdup. I'm not quite sure why. But Anthony, you know, the Goonies showed up a little bit late today. It's a 4 o'clock start, so it's an afternoon game. And they're not wearing the matching T-shirts today. They've been a little bit quiet.
Well, I mean, 4 o'clock start means everybody's going to be going to the gym, and then after that, then you'll get stragglers here and there. You know, this wasn't supposed to be that great of a game. Obviously, it shows in the amount of fans that are here, but we have some big games coming up. Wayne Valley, DePaul. You'll see the Wayne Hills faithful there. I can guarantee that.
That's for sure, as Mike Quinn banks that one home after getting the offensive board. Nice play. Madi Masri is having himself a game. He's got 8 points already for Clifton to lead their scoring. 23-15 Wayne Hills as the scoring's picked up here early on in the second quarter. That pass goes out of bounds off of Clifton as the block's going to come back in to replace Quinn. Brandel will inbound for the Patriots. Gets it to Fonte, and they're going to call an offensive push-off on Chris Fonte. Panazovic drew that one, as that would have been an easy 2 for Fonte if they hadn't called that foul, but the officials saw Fonte push off, similar to a Mark Sanchez pass down the field of Braylon Edwards right there, as the offensive guy pushed off the defender, and they call a little pass interference.
The only difference, John, is that Chris Fonte caught the ball.
Braylon Edwards has had his fair share of drops, I'll give you that one, but I'm just excited to see the Jets-Chargers game this week, being a monster Jet fan that I am. I mean, I've been dying for a Jets playoff game for 3 years now, and I finally got one, and they've rewarded me with 2, so I just can't wait for this Sunday's game.
Well, if they win this game, I honestly believe that they will win the Super Bowl.
Ooh, statement, Anthony. I mean, I'm really an AFC fan, so I haven't been following the NFC too closely, but how the Giants finish their season this year? He's silent. I got him. Back to the game. Joe Brandel drains that 3, his first 3-point goal of the game. He's got 5 points, and Hills is back up by double digits. Pressler in the corner. Rises and fires a three-pointer from Sam Pressler.
That is his spot. He owns that corner. He'll be there all day, Monday, Tuesday, all week.
Well, there's no exceptions on a Tuesday. I mean, it just looks pretty coming out of his hand. And second three-pointer. Sam Pressler seems to be on, and he could be really streaky and start to really light it up on the floor if he gets on.
I'm going to be really excited to see what Sam Pressler can do next year. Him being only a junior this year, his senior year really, hopefully, is going to be his big year, and we see more things to come from him next year.
Yeah, Pressler are really going to be the leaders of this team next year. Being the two juniors in the starting lineup this year, they're obviously going to be the two biggest players next year. They're both great shooters, great ball handlers, and Haskins in particular is a great passer, so they're definitely going to be the leaders of the team next year. And I'm excited to see. Aggressive right there, barreling over Dino Panazovic. As Quinn's going to check back in, replacing Sam Pressler, who has got 10 points, the only man in double figures today.
We've seen a lot of offensive fouls for Wayne Hills this afternoon. I mean, maybe a little overly aggressive. I mean, I don't even know what to say about that. Just they're straying away from their offense.
They're going to call a foul on Matt DeBlock from behind. I do not agree with that one. It looked like DeBlock was able to get in there and get all ball. I don't know if maybe he was hit from the front, but they did call it on DeBlock. So the freshman, number 25, Dino Panazovic, will shoot two. Misses the first off the back iron. As now DeAndre McLean is going to come in for the first time, replacing Zudic. As well as another sub. Panazovic knocks down the second. 29-16, Wayne Hills are up by 13. Full court press, and now Hills are going to have a 3-on-2 coming back the other way. To block with the teardrop, and they're going to call a jump ball as Panazovic was able to get inside, and it's going to stay with Wayne Hills. But a nice hustle play from Dino Panazovic, the freshman, not being afraid to get in there.
Nope.
They get it up to Fonte. They're going to swing it to Brandel, who's open from three. He rises and fires. No good. Fonte the offensive board. Back to Heskins. NBA range three from Matt Heskins, and it's good. Heskins tickles the twine, and Hills doubles up on Clifton, 32-16.
Oh, there he is again. He's all over this game.
You know, I was at the Passaic County Tech game, which was the last home game for this Wayne Hills team, and Heskins was a major impact player in that one. He had his fair share of turnovers, but he also had a lot of steals and put up 15 points, which is a lot for a junior. So Heskins has definitely made his presence felt in the minutes he's been getting this year. As he's got the ball in his hands right now, working one-on-one. Tries to get it to Brandel, but it's knocked away by Lavender.
The thing I love about Heskins, John, is, you know, he's not a flashy guy. He just goes out and does his job, and he does it to the best of his ability, which is absolutely fantastic. I mean, you saw there that just the effort that he puts up every time is fantastic. He tries hard in practice. He's one of the hardest workers I know.
And he's just such a solid player at all aspects of the game. He's not going to stand out that much. I mean, he could definitely light it up a little bit, maybe put up 15 points. But like you said, he's a hard worker, and our buddies in TV, Max Zager and John Bertozzi, are working on a little piece on Matt. And I did an interview for them, and I said I compared him to Manu Ginobili. He's a lefty, obviously, so that makes it a pretty easy comparison. But they both go about their business. They're not afraid to get inside and do the dirty work, but they're also great shooters and great leaders on the floor.
That really could be the problem in the NBA now, is players are being too cocky, too flashy. I mean, sometimes it's fun to watch, but there's times to do it and there's times not to.
Mike Quinn and Matt Heskins work the point now, as Quinn's been a versatile player all year. As Fonte gets inside, misses the layup. It's going to be taken away by Clifton. They have a 3-on-2 the other way. And the pass from Panazovic goes begging. So Hills will take over now. But as I was saying, Mike Quinn, versatile. I mean, he's been anywhere from the 2 to the 5 in his high school career. Generally the 4, sometimes the 3 like he is right now. But, I mean, he can handle the ball a little bit, too. Not the best shooter in the world, but he's very versatile and an athletic kid. Beyond the arc.
You can't leave him open, John. Everybody knows that, including Clifton, and that was just a miscue on the defensive side, which is not their first tonight.
Hills has hit 6 3-pointers now in this first half as Clifton gets a bucket to fall. And five of their 6 shots in this half that they've made are from 3-point range. So they're starting to remind you of last year's team a little bit as they're scoring just about all their points from 3-point range as Quinn turns that one over. So it'll go back over to Clifton with 1:47 to go in this first half. DeBlock pulls that board down, gets it across to Heskins. We'll slow it up with 1.5 minutes remaining. Brandel gets inside, puts up a 2-point shot for a change. Rebounded by McLean. They're going to call a reach in on Wayne Hills. They're going to call it on Brandel. So now checking in for the first time today is senior Max DiCarvalho, who is playing his first year for Wayne Hills basketball. He's been a role player so far this year. Hasn't played too much for them, but he's gotten in a little bit, and he's going to get 1.5 minutes of playing time right here before the half comes to a close with Hills up by 14. McLean gets the first one to fall.
Well, DiCarvalho is the high flyer for the Wayne Hills Patriots. He's the one that throws it down. And, you know, I'd love to see an inbound play alley-oop to him. That would be a lot of fun to watch.
Well, I mean, in warm-ups, DiCarvalho gets up there. He puts down dunks like it's nothing. So I wouldn't be shocked to see him go up for one in a game like this, especially if it isn't even this close in the second half with Hills up by 12 already. 3-on-1. Quinn gets it to DiCarvalho, who misses the layup. They battle for it. The block puts it up no good. DiCarvalho gets it and loses it. McLean fighting. It's going to go into the corner. Heskins is able to get it away to Dries, who will bring it back up for Wayne Hills. Up and down action here with 1 minute to go. Dries tries to get it to Quinn, but it goes out of bounds. So with 58 seconds to go, it'll head back over to the Mustangs.
It's the little things in basketball that kill you, John. A missed layup here, free throw there, a turnover when you don't need it. And that's what comes up to bite in the behind. I mean, they sneak up on you, and you're like, wow, did that really happen? And then you see the score, and you're losing. Obviously not in this game, but...
35-23 Wayne Hills. 48 seconds to go in the second quarter. Clifton's going with the full court press here, trying to get some easy baskets and get it to single digits before the break. All 5 guys for Clifton are in the middle of the floor. They get that to their advantage as DiCarvalho gets stuffed down low. He's going to put it up from inside, misses that one in an ugly fashion. 30 seconds to go.
Well, DiCarvalho is trying to make the best of his minutes.
Foul on Clifton. So Mike missed opportunities. 1-and-1 opportunities are something you can't pass up. You miss the front end, you get nothing. You hit both, that's 2 points. So the front end of the 1-and-1 is always very...
John, question for you. How many times do you think the high school backboard's been broken by a dunk?
Very, very few.
I would be honored if Max DiCarvalho would be able to break it today. I don't think we'll see it, but it would definitely be a sight.
Now these backboards here at Wayne Hills are pretty strong. I haven't played here too much, but from what I can tell, they hold up pretty well. I mean, it's going to take a guy like Shacker, Chris Fonte maybe, to hang on it. And from what I've seen is they kind of have a little bit of a shock absorbing factor to them. It's going to take something like a guy hanging, like I said, to kind of get that action coming forward and then not let it fly back, because these backboards are meant to kind of retract a little bit when someone throws it down. So it's going to take a lot, but it'd be nice to see, as long as no one gets hurt. Full court press from the Mustangs. Dries to Davies. They're going to call a travel on Peter Davies with 11 seconds to go. So the full court press works for the first time today. 11 seconds to go. As I'm excited to see the Goonies now count down early and embarrass some Clifton players as they miss their opportunity to pull that one off. McLean gets inside. Shot no good, rebounded by Pressler. And the horn sounds, so after 16 minutes of action here from Wayne Hills High School, the Wayne Hills Patriots lead the Clifton Mustangs by a score of 35-25. So Anthony, what stood out for you in this first half?
Well, I mean, it's been somewhat of a sloppy game. I mean, initially, Hills started off with a lot of momentum, you know, hitting their initial shots, coming out to a big lead, and that lead has, you know, fluctuated up and down. It's at 10 now. You know, it'll be interesting to see what we do in the second half, you know, with younger kids or, you know, trying to, you know, build a big lead before we see some of the inexperienced guys coming in. But it's all about getting back to the basics, get the playbook down, you know, don't stray away from your offense or your defense. Make sure you're doing everything right.
Wayne Hills definitely start looking inside first and then kick it out to the three. The three-point shot in the first quarter, it looked a little bit sloppy. In the second quarter, it got a little better. So they're just going to need to take fewer three-point shots, and hopefully they'll go in if they get it to their three shooters.
All right, that'll do it here from Wayne Hills High School for the first half.
Ahoy, Dan Cohen here. Where am I? I'm in a sea that's surrounded by the following countries: Russia, the Ukraine, Bulgaria, Romania, and Turkey. Am I in A, the Mediterranean Sea, B, the Black Sea, C, the Baltic Sea, or D, the Red Sea? Good fish out here. You said B, the Black Sea. You're right.
Welcome back to the Gifford Gymnasium here at Wayne Hills High School, where your Wayne Hills boys basketball team lead the Clifton Mustangs by a score of 35-25. Just going to roll through some first half point totals real quick for Wayne Hills. The leading scorer is junior guard Sam Pressler with 10. Matt Heskins and Joe Brandel have 8 apiece. Both of them have hit 2 3-pointers. Mike Quinn has 5, Matt DeBlock has 2, and Chris Fonte also has 2. So we're going to get things underway here in the third quarter. Inbounding for Clifton will be Zudic, and he loses it right away to Brandel. Fast break coming back the other way. The pass to the block, no good. Rebound to Pressler, who lays it in. So Sam Pressler gets the scoring going here in the second half. Long pass up ahead to Clifton, knocked away by Sam Pressler. So Pressler now with 12 points. As we're going to welcome in Joe Rapp to the broadcast booth. So, Joe, you watched the first half from down on the floor. How'd it look down there?
Well, it looked great from down there, John. They scored a lot of points. I mean, I think it's a sign of Wayne Hills just playing well. And Clifton, I mean, they're not playing bad. I mean, they're scoring some points, but, I mean, they can't defend, and that's a problem.
3-point attempt is no good. Rebounded by Brandel. That was Lavender on the attempt. Brandel calls out a play, posts up Fonte, who's been very quiet today. And Fonte gets it up and in. So that's Fonte's second basket of the game. He now has 4, and Hills is up by 14.
That was my key at the beginning of the game, John, to go down low where Fonte has been awaiting the ball all day.
Well, the second half has started just like the first half did, with Hills dominating on the scoreboard. They started the first half on a 9-0 run, 4-0 here to start the second. 3-pointers, no good. Long rebound, nice heads-up plays. They get it inside now. And number 30 is absolutely stuffed by DeBlock and Fonte. Now, Anthony, I talked to Matt DeBlock during halftime, and he told me it's all in the mouthpiece. I mean, he's the only player on the team that wears a mouthpiece, and he told me last year he was driving down the lane, got called for the charge. Oh, I'm sorry, he drew a charge, and he had some tooth damage or something. And ever since he's worn a mouthpiece, so he's obviously used to it from football, and he's carried it over onto the basketball court, so whatever works for him.
Hey, he rocks it, John. Nobody looks better in a basketball uniform and a mouthpiece than Matt DeBlock.
And it really suits his game because he's a high-energy, high-contact defensive type of player, so, I mean, it fits his game plan. Nice pass inside to Joe Brandel. Gorgeous lead pass from Matt Heskins, and Brandel puts it in.
That was a good behind the back pass. Well, it wasn't behind the back. It was a good backdoor pass by Matt Haskins. Brandel maybe was fouled there, but he made the layup anyway. So what does it matter?
Oh, nice athletic move inside. It's gonna go back over to Wayne Hills, but good communication from Haskins and Brandel, showing off a little chemistry. And Brandel finished at the rim. So Brandel only around 5'10", 5'11", but was able to get inside there and put up 2 points. I'm 2.5 minutes into this second half with Hills leading the scoring 6-0 in this third quarter. Brandel, a lot of dribbling, gets blocked. Posts up Fonte, gets down low, working on Nawish. And Fonte gets inside, so his second bucket of the second half. He's got 6 points now.
Oh, I think it's taking a little too long to go to Fonte, but, you know, as long as they get the ball to him down low, it's obviously working. So I can see a lot more of that coming in the second half.
Now, the second quarter was the tale of the three-pointers, as Hills hit 5 of those. And now to start off the second half, they've hit 4 straight two-pointers. And while we're in the statistics mood, Matt Heskins, the point guard for this team, drew this beauty up for us as Brandel leads the fast break here. And Heskins is going to miss that one. Heskins wanted to let us know that at home in 4 o'clock starts in the month of January versus a team with a losing record averaging under 65 points with a 10-man rotation when there's an attendance of at least 110 people and Hills has nobody fouling out and shoots over 50% from the field. They're 8-1 in the last 5 years. And by my account, all that adds up. So right now, I mean, Hills is 8-1 in these type of games. That says a lot.
Well, it's only the third quarter, so unless somebody's fouling a lot, they can't foul out. But there's a lot of time left. You never know if you're going to see a foul out or not.
Now, the only thing that can ruin that streak is the 110 fan minimum. Now, looking across at the opposite bleachers, they're probably right around that mark. I don't know if they're over it, but if they're not, they better get people here quick.
You know, the stat you just said, John, I think it's the most ridiculous stat that was ever created by man. Hills is winning. They're probably going to win this game. We don't have to worry about the ridiculous stat. I mean, people watching this telecast, they've become, I don't know, but it wasn't a good stat, John.
That was a great stat, Joe. That just shows how deep this television network is willing to dig in order to bring you the most high-quality stats we can find. Pressler gets in the corner, pulls up from 18 and hits. So Sam Pressler's been on all afternoon, and he continues his hot shooting with that one, and Hills extends their lead to 17.
Beautiful shot there, John. I'm telling you, that's his corner, the right wing. Can't let him have that.
Clifton has worked in some subs now. This is a guy we haven't seen so far tonight, number 41. 3.5 minutes to go is getting inside was Lavender. Heskins coming back the other way, gets it to Pressler, wide open in the corner for 3. He pulls up and hits. Sam Pressler is on fire. In fuego, as Dan Patrick likes to say.
I talked to Sam first period this morning, and I told him that we were going to be broadcasting the game. And I said, Sam, just do me a favor and light it up. And that's exactly what he's been doing.
You know, Anthony, that's pretty weird because I've told them to light it up the last 5 games, and I mean, he had a good game against Rampo, but before that, he was on a little bit of a cold streak, and I know he wasn't confident with himself, but I'm glad he's doing well today.
Joe, it's just because I'm a better person than you. And I think people can appreciate the fact that a person of my standard and, magnitude would be more appreciated than you.
What magnitude is that?
I can't say that in television.
Higher than yours, that's all that counts. All right, we're going to break these two up. I'll take it away from here as they wrestle for superiority. Pressler misses his jumper, so he's human. It happens. Foul's going to go against Heskins. But, I have no doubt that we motivate these guys. I mean, they know we're here. It's a small gym. They see us. We're friends with them. And they want to look good on TV, so I'm sure their effort level is always high, but it's even higher when we're here to broadcast their games.
It didn't look like the Goonies were happy with that call. I mean, they wanted the foul on the charge, but they didn't get it.
Heskins was pissed off, too, about that one, but with an 18-point lead, he just flipped the ball right back and said whatever. Newash has it right here on the near side. McLean in the corner. Under 2 minutes to go in the third. Hills has fully taken control here in this third quarter. They've extended the lead from 10 to 18. Masri's come back in. He's been the spark plug for this Clifton team. Really, the Jose Reyes coming in off the bench.
Jose Reyes is a starter.
He's a spark plug is what I'm trying to say. I know it's
He's
January.
also a
I'm going through
starter.
baseball withdrawal. I'm trying to work in whatever I can. I'm a Mets fan.
Don't even. They had a good season this year, John.
So did the Giants.
They had a better year than the Mets.
Anthony, when we're announcing football games for Wayne Hills in September, you'll realize how great the Mets really are.
Oh. Jason Bay is not going to win you a championship, John. That's all I have to say.
No, but little moves like Henry Blanco and Chris Coast will.
And little moves like Nick Johnson and Curtis Granderson won't. Is that what you're saying?
Yep. Curtis Granderson's washed up. He's 31, whatever he is. His best years are behind him. The Yankees win championships in the bank. Oh, my gosh, that was gorgeous. Nice pass by Matt Heskins again to Brandel. Second time they've worked that one. But I believe I'm outnumbered here as two Yankee fans are about to tear me to shreds.
John, I mean, I'm a Yankee fan. I have to tend to agree with Anthony Scudillo on this one. I mean, Curtis Granderson's a star. I mean, and with that stadium, with that short porch in right field, he's going to hit 40 home runs. So, I mean, Jason Bay, a star. I mean, he had 36 home runs. But he played at Fenway Park, John. You know, Fenway Park versus Citi Field. How many home runs did David Wright have this year?
Hit around
-4.
Actually, around 12. But my point is, Joe, the entire team was hurt last year. You get a guy like Jose Reyes back to lead things off in the front of the lineup. You get John Maine back. Oliver Perez is working hard in the offseason. He can't get any worse, so that's only going to be a plus.
I can imagine him getting worse. And a more erratic ball-throwing machine.
You know they're going to pick up more starting pitching. Jared Washburn, John Smoltz. There's a lot of guys out there. John Garland, Joel Pinheiro. They're close to a 2-year deal with right now.
If you're saying that Curtis Granderson is washed up, then is John Smoltz 1 foot in the grave? I mean, he had a great season last year, didn't he? Him and Ben Sheets.
Smoltz is a proven star. He's going to be the 5 starter, all right? Granderson's a major part of your starting lineup. Now, John Smoltz is going to be our 5th starter. Don't tell me John Smoltz as a 5th starter is not great.
Oh, that's the Red Sox.
John, Smoltz is done, man. I mean, he had a start against the Yankees. He gave up, 23 runs? I mean, come on.
All right, we'll continue this in the fourth quarter. But with Hills up 52 to 30, I think we're allowed to do a little bit of that. So starting out the fourth quarter is going to be Fonte, DeBlock, Heskins, Drees, and Quinn. So with a 22-point lead, I don't think Coach Catalano is going to be too concerned that they can't hold us up, especially with the shooting performance they've put forth tonight. Pressler leads the way with 17 points. And call a foul on McLean right here. Now, Anthony, we've been talking about basketball in the last couple minutes, but continuing in the popular sports world, as Fonte misses the dunk and DeBlock puts it home. Obviously, I'm looking forward to baseball, but the two things in the next month that are coming up that I absolutely live for, one starts this weekend in the Australian Open, and the other thing, because I'm a big tennis fan, the other thing for me is the 2010 Winter Olympics in Vancouver, which starts next month, and I can't wait to watch some Apollo Antonono and Shaun White.
Well, while you're waiting for that to happen, I'll be waiting for the 2010 NFL Draft, because that is, I think, one of the most fun things to watch, not only because of the excitement of the teams drafting someone that could really have a big influence on their incoming season, but, you know, just the anticipation as a whole, you know, trying to predict who's going to get who. I just think it's a lot of fun. And then after that, in March, you know what comes in March. The NCAA tournament.
Well, Anthony, I'm not surprised you brought up the NFL Draft, considering your team has only that to look forward to. But,
Well,
Joe?
John, about what Anthony said about the NCAA tournament, I just want to say my pool has come in third place the last 3 years, and I'm just gonna say I'm gonna win it this year, John.
Drees gets fouled, but I'm just talking about this is getting me excited now. I mean, there's a lot to look forward to. It's the dog days of winter right now. It's cold. There's not much to watch other than some basketball and maybe hockey if you're really getting desperate.
Well, John, tomorrow on Wednesday Night Hoops, you'll see the Duke Blue Devils take on the Boston College Eagles, the best team in the nation, Duke, versus another ACC opponent.
Wait, Anthony, didn't Duke recently lose?
Like 3 games?
Yeah, John, you got to know your stuff. Even I knew that.
I don't start watching college basketball till February, and then I just dominate the pools when it comes down to March Madness. So I handle my business when it counts, and I'd like to say I make a living off of college basketball pools.
You're a crook, John. You steal people's money.
They put their money on the line. I just take advantage of an opportunity.
It's called burglary.
John, you know this is going to be on TV. Exactly.
I'd like to point out that
I'm not going to visit you in jail.
don't participate. For everyone at home, just keep in mind I have never participated in any type of sports betting in my life. I'm deny all allegations. Speaking of allegations, Mark McGuire admitted using steroids yesterday. Joe, you told me you didn't see it coming, but I don't know who else didn't, because I think we all did. He's speechless. He's just devastated to see another one of his heroes admit to basically fabricating every record they've put forth. But anyway, we're going to stop with this clowning around. There's 6:30 to go here in this game. Hills up 57-33. Brandel gets inside, gets stuffed by a couple Mustangs. Is going to stay right here with Wayne Hills. Pulling up is Zudic, no good, rebounded by Quinn. Brandel up ahead to Sam Pressler, who will pull up from 15 feet and hit. Sam Pressler is
Lighting it up.
in the zone. He has 19 now. With the decision in question, with not in question any longer, you wonder if Coach Catalano is going to leave him in and see what he can do. Pulling up is the freshman. I'm sorry, that's Lavender, not the freshman. Rebounded by Fonte. And Anthony, the game against Paramus that was similar to this, not this, it was even a bigger blowout than this if that's possible. But Coach Catalano waited till around the 3-minute mark to work in their two subs, John Giardello and Jimmy Kenny, into the game. So the starters will probably be in there for at least a couple more minutes with Hills up by 26.
The anticipation is killing me as Max DiCarvalho gets up from the bench to go in the game.
Brandel misses that 3. I can't wait to see the juniors, Jimmy Kenny and John Giardello, get in. The JV superstars, as we call them. We'll see if they can make an impact at the varsity level, as they'll have to do that next year when a lot of these guys graduate. Here comes Pressler leading the break up ahead to Davies. Makes a strong move, no good. To Block's tip, can't go. And now Clifton has numbers coming back the other way. Here comes Lavender, no good. Davies rips it away. DeBlock loses it now, and he pushes the action up ahead to Pressler. Pump fake, 18 feet. Pressler, good. Sam Pressler with 21 points.
John, quick question for you. I mean, you've said this multiple times tonight. When Sam Pressler shoots, it's from apparently 18 feet every time, other than when it's behind the three-point line. You know, do you have a tape measure before the game, and do you ask him where he's going to shoot, and then you measure from the hoop to that point?
Anthony, it's really simple. The three-point arc is 20 feet away. Everyone knows that. And he took a step inside, and based on how far he is from that three-point arc and in relation to the basket, I can estimate that it's around 18 feet from the hoop. And it's really just an expression. They say it a lot on TV. I mean, it's not that hard to figure out. You usually pick an even number or a round number like 10 or 15 and just say it. And it's more used for radio when the viewers can't see where he's shooting from. So you say 18 feet, and they say, oh, that's just inside the arc. That's worth 2 points. So you don't have to say, oh, he's shooting up a two-pointer every time.
Well, Max DiCarvalho checked into the game, another sub.
As Pressler picked up his 4th foul. As Clifton gets one to fall. 4 minutes to go, so we're halfway through this 4th quarter. With Hills up 61-35, and Pressler gets his pocket picked by Masri. And Joe Rapp and I did a girls' game last week where Christy Cherub dropped 23 on Fairlawn. So we'll see if Pressler can match that, as he appears to be a little bit shaken up after that spill.
I want to see Max DiCarvalho dunk.
Me too. I mean, I'm disappointed in Mike Quinn. He told us early on in the season, in the preseason really, that he could dunk on demand. I'm not making that up. Those were his words. And he had a golden opportunity early on in a scrimmage and completely blew it. Just laid it in, boring layup. And he's had maybe a couple borderline opportunities since then, and he hasn't even gotten up for one yet. I haven't seen him dunk in warm-ups either, so right now, he's full of you-know-what. I mean, Mike Quinn, step it up, because
Bold statement
you're
from
talking a big
John
game, but you're not
Vittas.
backing it up.
Peter looked like he was going up for one there, but, you know what would be great, John?
What?
Playing Wayne Valley at Wayne Valley. We're going to be in the stands. We're not going to be announcing that one. Max DiCarvalho going up for the alley-oop and throwing it down in the Silgi brothers' face. It'll be interesting.
You know, guys, we are announcing a game right here, and what I've noticed in the game is when Peter Davies gets the ball, he always catches it high, brings it down low, and tries to go up with it, and that causes a lot of strip balls. You know what I'm saying?
That's one of the things that Coach Goldstein has been working on with him, going straight up with the ball rather than going down initially.
Masry gets inside, goes up against Davies, can't get it to go. Brandel comes away with it. 3:20 to go. It's only a matter of time before more subs come in. Brandel, strong left-handed move down the lane. And by my count, Joe Brandel now has 14 points. As here comes big bad Jimmy Kenny checking in. Number 32, the junior forward. And now John Giardello, number 23. So I haven't been to every game. Joe, I think, has. Second time this year they've gotten in. Am I right, Joe?
John G. Oh, this is the second time officially. No, third, excuse me. Third time he has gotten to a game this year.
John Giardello does have the best three-point percentage on the team. 100%, 1 for 1.
He also has the best fashion statement on the team, going with the Keith Van Horn knee socks. That's gorgeous. We haven't seen that one in a while. I pulled that one out of nowhere, and it looks really good.
Well, he's just as white as him, so they can both rock it. I like to relate John Giardello to a good friend of mine, Kyle Singler, forward for the Duke Blue Devils. Not only do they look extremely similar, they're both three-point shooters and, forwards that are much bigger than everybody else that have a lot of versatility and athleticism and can really shoot the ball.
Jimmy's also a spot-up shooter. He can drill a shot from anywhere, and getting inside is John, who airballs the layup. It's all right. 2:25 to go. And for some reason, Pinazovic decided to go for a little jog with the ball. But he wasn't fooling anyone. Cross court to Dries, who pulls up from 3. Rattles out. Jump ball, and arrow favors Clifton. This one starts to get out of hand. 65-37 Wayne Hills. They've taken full control of this one in the second half after being up by 10 at the break. Floater, no good. Mike Dries, athletic move inside, slicing through defenders and putting that one home to extend the lead to 30. So guys, a little discussion now on the season as a whole, as this one appears to be all but over. With this win now, Hills is going to improve to 5-5 on the year. They've had some disappointing losses this year, to say the least. They haven't exactly choked, but they haven't lived up to full expectations, at least by their standards. This is probably what most people expected, but the players, I know, expected to do just as well, if not better, than last year's team. And last year's team was significantly over 500. So they haven't met those standards just yet. But this win, gets them to 500. And Anthony, as they move forward into bigger games, like you mentioned, DePaul and Wayne Valley.
And Don Bosco, I forgot that one.
That's a big one. How far can this team go? Can they finish significantly above 500? And I'm sure they'll qualify for the county and state playoffs, but how far can they go, and how deep can they advance in those playoffs?
Well, John, the regular season is going to be extremely important. They do play a lot of good teams still, and it's really how they play. I mean, they have a ton of potential. This team has a ton of athleticism, great shooters, and guys that can really get inside, like Chris Fonte and Mike Quinn and Matt DeBlock. Now, it's going to be interesting to see how they play the high-level teams, such as the Wayne Valleys, who is a very successful team and proven. Now, if they can beat the teams like that and DePaul and St. Joe's, they have the potential to go deep into the counties and the states. But if they play the way that they have so far through the season, that was an interesting pass there. If they play the way that they have thus far in the season, it's going to be hard for them to get deep into those tournaments. But I see them going, maybe to the second round.
Joe, you've been with this team. You've been to just about every game this year as Clifton knocks down a 3. you probably know better than either of us. How far? What kind of potential does this team have? As Di Carvalho almost had a chance at an alley-oop.
Well, John, the sky's the limit for this team. I mean, they got the three-point shooting, as Mike Dries just showed you right there. They got the size with Chris Fonte in the middle with Mike Quinn. I mean, they could do it all. They can pass, Sam Pressler, Matt Heskins. They could do it all, man. Sky's the limit.
One more opportunity for somebody to dunk it.
6 seconds to go. Giardello's going to flip it across to Dries. You don't like to see wrestling for the ball, and that's going to do it. They're going to call it a game. So Wayne Hills wins the game by a final score of 70-42. Rolling through the final point totals unofficially. Sam Pressler had 21, Matt Heskins 8, Joe Brandel 16, Matt DeBlock 2, Chris Fonte 6, Peter Davies 2, Mike Dries 5, and Mike Quinn 5. So we're going to take a short break, and we're going to be back with Nick Appaluccio in his interviewing debut with a very special guest after this.
Hey guys, I'm here with Sam Pressler. Tonight's leading scorer for Wayne Hills scored 21 points tonight. So Sam, tonight scoring 21 points, you seem virtually unstoppable. What did you do to prepare for the game?
Well, I came here an hour before and I just warmed up for a while, got my legs under me, listened to my iPod, some music, just got my shot down. And I just tried to be the most confident player on the court. I think I was the best player on the court. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not, but I wanted to think that.
That's good. Always listening to music when you're warming up's a good thing. So, Sam, your teams, Wayne Hills, they're on a couple-game win streak right now. Do you think you guys have a chance at counties?
I hope we do. I think we have a chance if we play well. Have our Patterson Catholics, a top 5 team in the country. It's going to be pretty tough. We're going to have to pull off a miracle for that one, but maybe.
One final question, Sam. Scoring 21, is this the best game of your high school career?
No.
All right, and that'll do it for us. All right, thanks, Nick. That'll do it here from the Gifford Gymnasium at Wayne Hills High School. From everyone on our broadcasting crew, Julia Abyss, Matt Riley, Joe Rapp, Nick Appaluccio, Anthony Scudillo, and myself, John Vittas. We hope you enjoyed today's broadcast. Have a nice day.